Hey, digital friend. Welcome back to Digital EQ Reimagined. I'm your host, Diedrich, and today's episode is the bridge we've been building toward all season. In the last episode, we named the weight, the emotional fatigue that comes when you start waking up to the cost of living digitally. We acknowledged the heaviness. We made space for it. And now we keep moving. Because emotional sovereignty doesn't end at awareness. It lives in action. It grows through practice. So today, we shift from reflection to resilience. We're getting practical. We're getting embodied. We're talking about how to break the cycles of doom scrolling, emotional hijacking, and digital dependency, not by willpower alone, but by giving your body, your mind, and your nervous system the tools they've been craving. Tools that are simple, science-backed, human, yours. Take a breath. You made it here. That's enough for now. Building on that foundation, today's episode is all about action. In episode 6, we're shifting from reflection to equipping you with practical tools, real, actionable strategies you can use to reset your emotions when the digital world threatens to overwhelm them. Think of this as moving from understanding what digital emotional sovereignty is to learning how to practice it day to day. We're going to tackle some of the most common digital habits that can sneak up and hijack our emotions and talk about how to disrupt them in the moment. Specifically, we're looking at those addictive digital behaviors that almost all of us have fallen into at some point. Doom scrolling. That endless, compulsive scrolling through negative news or social feeds that drags your mood down with each swipe. You know the feeling. You intend to check one thing and suddenly an hour has passed and you're more anxious or drained than when you started. Emotional hijacking. Those moments when something you see online triggers you. Maybe a shocking headline, an upsetting post, or even an inflammatory comment. And before you know it, your rational mind has taken a backseat. Your heart races, your anger or fear spikes, and it feels like your emotions are running the show instead of you. These patterns are all too familiar, and let's be truthful, they can be very hard to break. In fact, our digital platforms are often designed to keep us hooked. So it's no wonder we get caught in these loops. But here's the good news, and I say this with firm urgency and calm confidence. You can break out of these cycles. It's urgent that we address habits like doom scrolling because they quietly chip away at our well-being. But I'm here to assure you that with a clear mind and the right approach, you absolutely have the power to disrupt these patterns. We're going to do it together, step by step, and in a way that feels empowering rather than overwhelming. So, what can you expect from this episode? By the time we're done, you'll have a handful of practical emotional reset tools at your disposal. Simple techniques you can start using immediately whenever you feel stuck in a negative digital spiral. For instance, you'll learn how to hit the pause button when you catch yourself doom scrolling using quick tricks like a brief breathing exercise or a mental check-in to break the trance and regain control. Recognize an emotional hijack as it's happening and gently guide yourself back to center before a heated tweet or alarming news alert can completely throw you off balance. Set small digital boundaries for yourself, such as a cutoff time at night or a no-phone window in the morning, that protect your peace of mind and give you back control over when and how you engage online. My goal as your host is to stand with you through these challenges with empathy, truth, and encouragement. I won't sugarcoat the reality. Breaking these digital habits isn't easy. But I'll also remind you, calmly and confidently, that it is entirely possible. You are not at the mercy of your apps or the algorithm. You can reclaim your focus and emotional space, even in the midst of a noisy digital world. Consider this episode a friendly guide to help you navigate back to a place of calm when the online chaos starts to close in. These are techniques you can put into practice right away, starting the moment you finish listening. I'm excited to share them with you because I truly believe they can make a difference in how you feel day to day in our connected world, I use these very same tools to maintain my emotional well being. Emotional sovereignty isn't a destination, it's a journey. It takes continued effort and practice. But the silver lining, it gets easier with time. Take a deep breath. All right, let's get into it. These are what I call reset tools. And no, you don't need candles, monks, or a meditation app to use them. You just need a moment, a little intention, and your body. These are simple, science backed tools you can lean on when the scroll gets heavy or your nervous system starts sounding the alarm. 1. Deep breathing. The 478 reset. You've probably heard this one before, but trust me, it's worth repeating. When your emotions start racing and everything feels like too much, this breathing pattern can calm your entire nervous system. Here's how it goes. Inhale for 4 seconds through your nose, hold it for 7 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Why does this work? That long exhale tells your vagus nerve, hey, we're safe. It drops your heart rate, quiets your stress response, and helps you come back to center. Do this for 3 or 4 rounds and just see how different your body feels. The second one is the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding sensory check-in. We touched on this one briefly during the last episode, but sometimes when your brain's bouncing off the walls, you need to anchor into the now. Try this. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. You're not trying to force calm. You're just gently turning down the volume on that anxious loop in your head. This one's especially great if you've been deep in the news cycle or stuck in a doom scroll. 3. Cold water reset. Wake up your calm reflex. Okay, this one is old school but effective. Splash cold water on your face, or if you're fancy, grab an ice pack and place it gently on your neck or chest. What this does is trigger something called the dive reflex. Your body thinks you're about to go underwater, so it slows your heart rate and shifts into calm mode. Fast. It's basically a physical shortcut to chill. 4. Progressive muscle release. Tense, then let go. This one's like telling your body, we're done holding tension. Because let's be honest, our shoulders, jaws, and fists are out here doing the most during digital overload. Try this. Clench your fist. Hold for 5 seconds. Then exhale and release. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Hold. Then drop them. Scrunch your face like you smelled something awful. Hold. Then soften. That cycle of tensing and releasing sends signals to your brain that it's okay to calm down. It's simple body wisdom, and it works. 5. EFT tapping. Talk and tap it out. Now, this one might feel a little woo at first, but it's backed by real science. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. You tap on specific points on your body, like your temples, under your eyes, collarbone, while saying out loud what you're feeling. For example, even though I feel overwhelmed, I accept myself. Then tap, tap, tap. This combo of physical touch and emotional honesty calms your amygdala, lowers cortisol, and helps your brain and body process stress instead of storing it. 6. 1-minute mindfulness. Reclaim your attention. You don't need an app or incense. Just a minute. Put the phone down. Close your eyes if you can. Take 1 deep breath and just pay attention to the way your breath feels, to the sounds around you, to you. This is a way to take back your attention and your peace without needing to do anything else. You're just being. And sometimes that's the most powerful move you can make. Now look, I'm all for the science. But some tools, they work because they've been working. They're the ones I reach for when I don't need research to tell me they bring me back to myself. These aren't studies. These are rituals, anchors, the small moves that keep me rooted. Like digital curfews, boundaries after dark. So here's the deal. After a certain time every night, my phone goes on do not disturb. Not because I'm antisocial, not because I don't care what's happening online, but because I care more about being centered when I wake up in the morning. Giving myself that digital curfew is like saying, my peace matters more than my pings and my closing ceremonies. At the end of the day, I don't just close my laptop and crash, I close the day. Sometimes it's a candle, sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's just silence, but I do something to signal to my body and mind that we're done consuming, that we've made it through the scroll, that the rest of the night belongs to rest, not reaction. It might sound small, but it has a big impact. I can't leave out the digital EQ reboot, a morning mood check. Before I even touch my phone in the morning, I pause just for 30 seconds. I ask myself, how do I want to feel today? And more importantly, what do I need to protect that feeling? That one little question shapes my whole day. If I say I want peace, I already know I'm not opening email first. If I want clarity, I know TikTok's got to wait. It's a tiny ritual, but it reminds me that I set the tone, not the timeline. I know I've given you a lot to think about today. Some science, some tools, some rituals I keep on my own shelf. But here's the truth. It's not about doing everything. It's about finding what works for you. Not every tool will land, and that's okay. Try them, mix and match. Build your own playlist of emotional resets. Because emotional sovereignty, it doesn't mean doing it perfectly, it means doing it intentionally. Before we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this. This episode wasn't just about attention, it's about addiction, and it's about compassion. Because let's be real, some of us aren't just distracted online, we're dependent. We reach for our phones without thinking, scroll when we're anxious, post when we're empty, and half the time we don't even know why. That's not a bad habit, that's a feedback loop. That's dopamine dependency in digital spaces. It's not that we're weak, it's that we've been programmed to believe we're never allowed to be bored, never allowed to be quiet, never allowed to be still. Let me tell you something no one ever told me about dopamine. It's not just about the rush, it's about the source. When you're stuck in consumption, scrolling, chasing likes, checking the feed, your dopamine is borrowed. It's triggered by something outside of you. It spikes fast, it crashes even faster, and when it fades, you're left empty, reaching for the next hit. But when you create something, even something small, a voice memo, a journal entry, a playlist, a message from the heart, the dopamine hits different because it came from within. It's not about validation, it's about expression. It doesn't spike and vanish, it stays. It holds you, it heals you because it's yours. That's the shift. It's not extraction. Nope, it's expression. And that, my friends, that's the beginning of emotional sovereignty. With that said, I am your host and your digital friend, Diedrich. Stay emotionally sovereign, stay digitally smart, and remember, stronger emotions, not stronger algorithms. I'll see you in the next one.